The Sacred Treaty. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, allowing the moon to rise. Since the beginning of all living things, this relationship sets the model for sharing space. The unique partnership between the sun, grandfather, and the moon, grandmother, the Anishinaabe creation story, tells of a treaty that sets the relationship of man and the earth to live in peace, harmony, and respect. Treaties have always been a way to develop connections with other groups, to learn, educate, and prosper from each other's resources and technologies. The first written treaties on Turtle Island, North America, were in the form of wampum belts. These belts visually told how diplomacy and ceremonies would dictate the treaty terms. They were considered sacred. Their messages were important. The wampum belts were used in many early treaties between the Anishinaabe, French, and British. The belts specified commerce pricing, trade goods, and recognized each other's sovereign authority. The wampum belts were eventually replaced by written treaties which still carry the sacredness of relationship building through land sharing and resource sharing while still maintaining economic, social, and political independence from each other. During the lengthy negotiations that would eventually give birth to Treaty Number 3 in 1873, ceremony played a large part in the deliberations. When Alexander Morris arrived at the Lake of the Woods on September 25th, the Anishinaabe chiefs held a sacred pipe ceremony. They then spent 6 days performing ceremonies, including purification sweats, pipe ceremonies, and chisike, shaking tent. These ceremonies created a state of spiritual readiness and continued through the negotiations. Sheldon Krasowski, No Surrender, the land remains indigenous. The Anishinaabe people hold the treaty as sacred as life itself, for it holds their future and outlines the relationship with Canada.